Odell Beckham Jr. might be on the move again after spending just one season with the Cleveland Browns. Is this the right decision for the Browns? Rewind to March 2019 when the Cleveland Browns traded for then New York Giants wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. It was a huge move for a team that appeared to be trending in the right direction, as they had what looked to be their quarterback for the future in Baker Mayfield, and now gifted him a wide receiver who can make the craziest of catches. Now, after a season filled with ups and downs, there are rumors that the Browns could be shipping OBJ off to another team just a little over than a year after acquiring him. While some might question this trade, assuming it does indeed go through, it's a good move for the Browns for a slew of reasons. For one, there's the drama aspect that comes along with having Beckham on your roster. The guy is as talented as wide receivers come, but he can't keep his mouth shut sometimes, and that's the biggest con with him. It's why the Giants traded him away, and it probably has played a factor into why the Browns are already willing to part ways with him. This past year alone, Beckham was involved in a few dramatic occasions. He was also mad about his lack of targets, which isn't something you want from a receiver when the offense is still trying to get off the ground and be consistent. Second, Beckham has struggled to stay healthy throughout his career. He did play in all 16 games for Cleveland, so it hasn't been an issue there yet, but during his time with the Giants, he played in all 16 regular season games just once, in 2016. Staying healthy is huge, especially at a high-profile position like at wide receiver, so it's only fair for that to be a knock on Beckham when looking at his career at this point. If he does go to Minnesota, he won't be as pressured to be the guy due to the Vikings also having Adam Thielen. Lastly, while Beckham is a good player, the Browns can find someone to replace him who isn't dramatic or injury-prone. They still have Jarvis Landry on their roster, and the 2020 NFL Draft could go down as the best wide receiver class we've ever seen. Finding a receiver in this year's draft should be a piece of cake, and that's a position the Browns should definitely look to target early on, especially if the trade goes through. It says a lot about Beckham that he had a 1,000-yard season with the Browns, and that's considered mediocre. But for all of the talking that he's done throughout his career, many had probably thought it was going to put them over the top and get them into the playoffs. That didn't happen, obviously, as Cleveland won just 6 games and were one of the most disappointing teams in 2019. Beckham could thrive with the Vikings, but the fact that he's 27 years old and potentially about to be with his 3rd NFL team should say a lot about him. He's a lot of talk, and while he can back it up, having someone like him with a team like the Browns is tricky because, as we learned in the past season, Mayfield isn't quite ready to be a superstar quarterback just yet. So how the Odell Beckham rumor got started? Mark Matlasis, a radio host on WFAN 660, tweeted that sources told him of the trade discussions. He said the Vikings would be trading a 2nd and 5th round pick to Cleveland. It seemed odd that a New York radio host would be the one to break the story of an enormous trade between the Browns and the Vikings. Still, it became a thing. That led to a few NFL reporters denying the validity of the report, the strongest coming from Cabot. But it didn't stop a lot of speculation and debate before it was debunked. Go search Odell Beckham Vikings on Twitter if you wish. But unless the Browns are doing this in extreme secret, and the Vikings have figured out how to clear out a good amount of cap space, Vikings fans can quit dreaming about replacing Stephon Diggs with Beckham. The 2020 season is huge for Baker Mayfield and the Browns, so getting rid of any distractions is a good move by Cleveland. They went all in for OBJ, and it might go down as one of the more disappointing trades, but hey, they tried. If this trade goes through, the Browns will land a 2nd and 5th round pick for the 2021 NFL Draft, and those can go a long way in helping this team compete in the future. The Odell Beckham Jr. era may not have panned out in Cleveland, but they can salvage their future by trading him this offseason.
On first down, Mayfield down the middle, Beckham has it for the touchdown. What a start. We'll check and make sure that Beckham crossed the goal line.
180. Baker wants to throw it. Mayfield goes deep for the end zone. Odell Beckham, he's got it. It's a Cleveland touchdown.
I really don't know what they were doing here coverage-wise, because it was pick your poison for Baker Mayfield. He had, and that happens when you're going through a season like this.
Mayfield throw, Odell Beckham, first down inside the 40 of Miami.
Happy holidays as the Browns defense makes the play, and the offense starts a second series with a completion to Beckham.
We like watching Michael Jordan flies in the air.
Second and
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our daily NFL videos.